Okay, so the next test, you follow me. Your test 5.3E, this will be under your exercise, same exercise, okay, 5.3. Questions B, 7 and 8. We'll find this on textbook page 118, I think, 118. So write it down likewise along with me. And let us see the first question, 7. Let me read the question for us. Find the sum of the first 22 terms of an AP in which D is 7 and the 22nd term is 149. So question B, 7. Here we are given the data as we read the question. D, the common difference is 7, and then the 22nd term, that means A22 is the 22nd term. The third term is A3, fourth term is A4, we know that. So similarly, in the same, by the same logic, 22nd term would be A22, right? So it's called the 149. In other words, since we have to find the sum of first 22 terms, total number of terms 22, so the 22nd term will, in other words, be the last term also, 149. So we have to find sum of the first 22 terms, means S22. That is what we have to find. So using this formula, we have already L, so we need to find A. So how do we go about finding A? So let us just start with what is given to us, and I think the clue will come for them from there. The 22nd term value is 149. We know that as given in the question. So A22, by applying this formula AN, will be A plus N minus 1 into D, as you can see in the formula. So I'll just write here A plus N, and the specific N here is 22. So N minus 1, this portion, into D, and we have the D here. So before we write, maybe you can just keep it once to show it more related, more closer to the formula. I mean, A plus N minus 1 into D. Applying this formula here for this A22 is equal to 149, right? Then here we have here A, we don't know yet, plus 22 minus 1 is 22 minus 1 is 21 into D value we have given in our question, 749. So that way A plus here 21 into 7, if we multiply, 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, so 147 is equal to 149, right? Then we have here A equal to 149, and we shift this plus 147 from left side to the right side, it will become minus 147. So simple, 149 minus 147 is 2, right? So we got our A and we got our L, so we can apply these two A and L inside this formula here to find the Sn, which is S22. Therefore, the required sum, which is actually the sum of the first 22 terms, S22, will be here, N by 2 into A plus L. We are using this formula because information about the first term here, A equal to 2, and last term is given, so we're using the formula to find the sum, required sum of 22 terms. So number of terms is obviously, if we want, you can write it here also. First 22 terms means total number of terms is 22. So here, if we don't write also, that's fine. So look back to the question, find the sum of the first 22 terms, means N is 22. Number of terms 22 divided by 2 into A value here is 2. So we can write that plus L value here. Last term value is the 22nd term value 149, because 22nd term is the last term, right? So 2 ones are 2, and here 2 into 11, 22. So we are left with 11 into 149 plus 2, 151. So just a matter of multiplying patiently this 151 into 11, 151, 151, adding 1661. We can write these things on your rough, and so the required sum is 1661. I think same as the text. Yes. One more question. Let me see the time. Okay, still there. So here, B8. I hope you're getting it right. So B8. Question B8. Let me read the question for us. Okay, so find the sum of the first 51 terms of an AP whose second and third terms are given, 14 and 18 respectively. So here, as we read the question, total number of terms are 51. First 51 terms, so total number of terms 51. And the second term, comma, A2. Fifth term is A5, second term A2, like that, right? So second term value is given as 14, comma, and the third term value, which is A3. Look into your text, and that second and third is 14 and 18, means third term will be 18. Find the sum of the first 51 terms. So that means sum of first 51 term means S51. That's what we have to find. So let's start with what is given. Since A2 is given as equal to 14, we can apply this formula AN equal to A plus N minus 1 into D for this A2 specific, then A plus our specific N here. Total N is 51, but in the case of A2, singly taking, number of terms is the second term, so 2 is, N is here 2, so N minus 1, A plus, for this one I mean, A plus N minus 1. So our N in this specific case is 2, so 2 minus 1 into D is equal to 14. A plus N minus 1 into D, so I'm writing that. Now here, that gives you here A plus 2 minus 1 is 1, so 1D means simply D is equal to 14. A will therefore be 14, and if you shift this plus D to right side, becomes minus D. Let us keep that as equation 1 and proceed. Again, similarly doing for the next one, A3 also given, so A3 equal to 18. So it gives you A3 means applying the formula for A plus N minus 1 into D, so A plus our N specific now is 3. Here A2, so N is 2. Here A3, so N is 3. So 3 minus 1 into D equal to 18. Then we have here A plus 3 minus 1 is 2, so 2D equal to 18. And A, this can be replaced by this value here. A equal to 14 minus D can replace this A. Then we write here 14 minus D, replacing A plus 2D here equal to 18. And we can write here, since using value in equation 1, this A equal to 14 minus D has replaced this A. And so we have written here. So let us do this 2. Plus 2D and minus D means minus 1. So plus 2 and minus 1 is subtraction. One bigger one plus, so here plus. So in other words, minus D plus 2D is plus 1D for these two. Then here, okay, you can just do once more. Okay, so 14, you can just write it. Then here minus D plus 2D, as you can see, plus 2 minus 1 is plus 1D, means simply D equal to 18. So D would be equal to 18, and if you shift this no sign, means plus 14 to the right side, become minus 14. So 18 minus 14 is plus 4. So we have now d value, and so we can put this here, putting d equal to 4 in equation 1, then we'll get a, I think you can check it out. Then we get here equation 1, a equal to 14 minus d is given. So you can just write that once, and so they'll give you equal to 14 minus d, and d is here 4. 14 minus 4 therefore will be plus 10, right? So we have a now, right? And we have n. So we can easily use this formula now. N already there, by 2 into a, we got our a, plus n minus 1, n is there, 51. So required sum we can find out. So sum of the first 51 terms is what the question is asking. S51 will be, applying this formula, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1. So our n in this, okay, just write once, n minus 1 into d. Applying this exact formula, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. And our case is 51 divided by 2, as you can see here, total number of terms 51 into 2 into a. The first term is, as we can see here, a has been found out to be 10, so you can write there 10 plus n is 51, as we can see, as we have said, or we have said minus 1 into d, and so d value here is here, see d equal to 4, so we can replace it by 4, close your bracket, so n minus 1 into d. Then here 51 by 2 into, and here 2 tens are 20, simple as that, plus 51 minus 1 is 50 into here 4, close the bracket, and then 51 by 2 into 20 plus 5 fours are 20. Then there's a 0, so put at the back, become 200. So in other words, 15 to 4 is 200. If we continue, the next two steps will give us the answer, I think. 51 by 2 into, simple, I think 20 plus 200 is quite simple, 220. So you can cancel this one, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, and 0. So our answer will be 51 multiplied to 110. You can push aside the 0, and then multiply. Just multiply the numbers here. The natural numbers here. The 1 ones are 1, 5, 1 and 5, and so here 1, 6, 5. Adding. Finally, you can add up this 0 here. So you can write these things on your graph. So the required sum of 51 terms are 5610. Hope it's the same as textbook answer. Yes, it's same, 5610. So that concludes the test part. I hope you got it, right? Okay.